Hi guys, Raquel and Kenny here at Riverside Health and Fitness. Today's topic we're going to talk about is fast and slow twitch muscles. So you may want to ask yourself what they are and why are they important. And with that, we're going to have Kenny draw a diagram.
Okay, gang, so let's say that you have a muscle, and we're going to look at a cross-section of that muscle. Okay? You can say that's your bicep or your quad or whatever. I know it doesn't look like any muscle you have on your body, but in that muscle, you have two types of fibers. You have slow twitch, and the slow twitch are usually much smaller. So these are little fibers in there, then they all come through that muscle, okay? They're small. Those are what we call slow twitch, okay? You also have bigger fibers that are called fast twitch. Now, one of the differences between the two muscle fibers is fast twitch can get bigger. That's why when people lift more weight and they don't do a whole lot of cardio is slow twitch. Fast twitch, you develop those muscle fibers by lifting weights and doing explosive type of exercises. Fast twitch muscles have the ability to grow. That's why when people lift weights for a long period of time, their muscles tend to grow. So that's the difference between the two. So as the bicep grows, when you lift weights, that means that the fast twitch muscle fibers are growing. Fast twitch muscle fibers are also responsible for the explosion. So think of a sprinter putting his feet in the blocks, and as soon as that gun goes off, they explode, they go. Where the slow twitch muscle fibers, they go and go. Think of a Kenyan in the Olympics, a Kenyan Runyon. Think of a Kenyan running in the Olympics. They can go and go and go, but at no time do they ever really explode during it doing anything. So you take the sprinter and the long distance runner, their bodies look completely different. And it's because one is using fast twitch and one is using slow twitch.
Okay, now that we know the difference between fast and slow twitch muscles in an anatomical point of view, I want us to talk about why that's important. Pete McCall, he is a health expert and a contributor for ACE Fitness and NASM. And he mentioned, and I will put a link in the bottom where we reference that, basically talks about how they're important and why they're important. So when you first contract your muscles, you first recruit what's called the slow twitch muscles. And the reason that they're recruited first is because they have a lower activation threshold. When you don't have enough force generated for a certain activity, then that's when the fast twitch muscles come in. So with the fast twitch muscles, they are more generating more force, whereas with slow twitch muscles, they sustain force. So how do you train the two if you know you're more dominant in the fast twitch versus the slow twitch or vice versa? Well, for fast twitch muscles, you want to do high interval training. Strength training is another way of strengthening and growing the fast twitch muscles. And if you want to train your slow twitch muscles, you want to do isometric contraction training. And that's just holding a posture for a certain period of time. Okay, and with that, we're going to be doing some examples of fast twitch muscle training and slow twitch muscle training.
Okay, so we're going to take one exercise and we're going to demonstrate how to do that to develop slow twitch muscles and also fast twitch muscles. And today we've chosen the squat, because if you don't have a squat routine in your routine, you have no routine at all. Squats have to be part of it in some way or another. So the rock star is going to demonstrate training slow twitch muscles doing squats. So she's just going to start out doing squats, no weight at all, and she's just going to go nice and slow up and down. She can go jet down and she can just hold that. That's training slow twitch muscles. But she can go up and down nice and slow, and she can do this for probably a half hour. This is training slow twitch muscles. Like a long distance run, you're not going to go real fast or real slow, you're just going to take a nice pace. But if you want to train squats and do fast twitch muscles, even without any weights, now the rock star is going to squat down and she's going to jump as high as she can. Now she's got explosiveness in that squat, and she's training fast twitch muscles now. Same exercise, training different muscle groups or different muscle fibers.
So examples of sports for slow twitch muscles would be like running, just doing a repetitive movement for a certain period of time. So you're thinking endurance training, just as Kenny had mentioned in his diagram. For fast twitch, you would want to do explosive movements. So that brings a question to someone that I want to interview, and that would be our very own Kenny. He is very humble, so he doesn't really talk much about his success in karate, but many of you know already he's a black belt in karate. Hun, I want to ask you. So based on sports specific, what would you do to train for, just maintain your expertise in karate as a black belt?
Well, when you think about a fight is normally very, very quick. And there's a difference between a street fight, which you want to be over very, very quickly, and a boxing match. Boxing is also a martial art. Well, when you're boxing, you have to consider that you and your opponent may go 10, 12 rounds. Well, that's going to require some slow twitch and some fast twitch. The slow twitch, obviously, is because you're in there for a long time, and you have to have that endurance. But if you're talking about street fighting or just straight martial arts, you want it to be over very quickly. So you have to have that explosive power to beat the guy to the punch. You want to be able to hit him faster than he can block. So that's going to require explosion. And that's really one of the big differences between slow twitch and fast twitch. Fast twitch is explosive. You've got to be there right now, immediately. So what I share with a lot of my karate students is, if you take a hand grenade, most people think of that World War II hand grenade, and it looks like a pineapple. It's got the ridges in it. And so if you take the explosive core out of that, it doesn't have any power. Unless you throw it at somebody and you happen to hit them in the head, then there's a little bit of an explosive thing going on. But if you put that explosive core back in and you pull the plug and throw it, or pull the pin and throw it, that explosive core pops. So you want your body to do the same thing. You want to explode and go immediately to the target. You don't want, there's a reason that we don't throw bullets at each other. They don't have the impact that firing a bullet out of a gun does. That bullet firing out, or that hand grenade exploding, that is what fast twitch muscles do. They explode, and that does more damage. So if my fist is my shrapnel coming off that hand grenade, that's going to be fast twitch, and I have to get it from here to the person's head or target as fast as I can. I can't use slow twitch muscles. I might be able to hit them for an hour the same way doing slow twitch. It's like throwing a boat. That's slow twitch, but there's no power in it. Power is speed. And so when you watch somebody do maybe an Olympic lift, that's an extreme sport where it's all explosive power. It's one move that lasts about 5 or 10 seconds, absolute max, where the long distance runner will go 4 hours maybe doing a marathon. That's all slow twitch. In martial arts, it's got to be quick. So we train a lot of weightlifting and resistance type of movement and exercises that cause the slow twitch, or the fast twitch rather, to get bigger and stronger, because you have to be faster to the punch than the other guy.
So thank you guys for joining us this week for our weekly RHF news. If you would like to, please subscribe to our page. Our YouTube links, Facebook links, and Instagram links are at the bottom in the description section of this video. And if you have any questions, or if you want any kind of topics covered by us, please leave a message and we'll be able to try our best to cover it the best way we can.